It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Rockets in Houston. Taking a look at the Rockets, more than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and playing well. Well, it's rare these days to see a big man like Anthony Davis who can explode on the offensive end the way he can. What makes him so potent, Kenny?
Inside, outside, Ernie.
Yeah.
You know, he can get it inside, he can get it outside. He's impossible to guard. And 50-point nights. I'm telling you, 50. 5-0. All possibility.
And what I like, he gets all the touches he wants on them.
Develop relationships with fiends, I know they miss me. Before the Metro cars, it was tokens, I did the 10 speed. Never had rode a rhyme in my life. What was a 16 at 16? Arrested in housing, trip to the mountains, came right back. Trapping off couches, watching for mouses. Only tools we was pros with. Had it spot. The haters just confusion. Pay attention how.
Here at home in this Western Conference matchup, live here in Houston. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the 4th member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. The Pelicans coming to town, hoping to notch one here in this one-game road trip. These are the games that challenge you, guys. They will have their work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
And it's in your DNA. You come up against a natural rival, you're going to be a little bit salty.
Yeah, some of the fellas will say, this is just like any other game, but the truth is, nah, it isn't.
Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. The star big men pair of Davis and Cousins are up front. Rajon Rondo is out there with Jordan Crawford, and it's Pondexter in at small forward.
Oh, really? Cousins is so big and strong that you really have to whack him to prevent him from scoring. He welcomes contact with open arms and one.
Capella, the pass to Anderson. Over Davis. A nice shot by Anderson. And Chris, as the season gets going, a lot of players start having lengthy road trips. Just how hard is it to play on the tail end of, say, a 5, 6, or a 7-game trip?
It's terrible. You miss the comforts of home, sleeping in your own bed, eating your own food, your habits, being on the road. You just miss all the good things about home, your family, and things like that. But you have to love these trips. One, if you're a player, because they set up time for chemistry. It's the most time you get to spend with your teammates. You really get to bond and get to know who each other are. Secondly, it takes a toll on that team. It wears you down. It sets you up for failure when you come home. And what's great about that is every team has to go through it.
Right.
So this is the NBA. It has to be the hardest league, the hardest schedule. And so it's tough, but, you know, that's what we do as players in this league. And so I love it because everyone does it. And I've always said it, sports is so fair because it's unfair to us all. And that's an unfair part of the game, but you got to get through it. You got to battle it, and you got to get through it. They've come out the locker room. His eye. 4 for 4 to start tonight.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Rondo with it. Chris Paul covering. New Orleans moving it around. And that one's good. Cousins.
And when Cousins has some room to work with close to the basket, he knows how to deliver.
Here's Harden. Nice D from Crawford. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I got a few minutes to catch up with Alvin Gentry. He said even though this was their first meeting of the year, he did not expect there to be a filling out period between these teams. He said, we have a group of guys who can score and do it in a hurry. We're going to go right at them and test their defense early on. Looks like they're in attack mode, Kevin. Back to you.
All right, thanks for the report, David. So it's all about getting their offense going early on.
And I think that's the right call, guys. Get that rhythm established at the offensive end as soon as possible.
Oh, yeah, I agree, because they have to be the team that dictates the style of play in this game. I mean, they'll be much better off in a shootout instead of a slugfest.
Here is Anderson after Rajon Rondo's bucket. Clock at 4. It's Harden with the drive, and a lot of contact on that one. So
well, James Harden has always acted as the initiating guard in any offense he's been in, but last year he just took it to another level. Coach D'Antoni, Harden was running the offense. He ended up with double-digit assist numbers for the season.
And those assist numbers for Harden, a career high by a mile. Crazy to think a player who came in from Arizona State, was viewed as a spot shooter, is now a double-digit assist guy.
You know, people always debate whether or not Harden is a point guard or a shooting guard, but honestly, who cares? He just has game. His role in the offense is that of getting buckets or setting up teammates. I mean, to assign a label to him, for what? He has game. Pretty high percentage look with the D playing off. Just couldn't knock it down.
Crawford. And the shot is long.
That's a great job to converge on him inside and prevent that easy.
Ariza kicks to Harden. Another shot. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins.
Just the presence of the D in the lane is enough to make him short arm that layup.
Paul with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Paul's running. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
And we know that the Rockets are a team that invests heavily into using analytics. I mean, they have been on the forefront of data-driven basketball decisions for some time.
Free throw good, Paul. And Chris, talking about the Rockets and their analytic approach, the term Maury ball, after their GM, is thrown around with their approach, but hard to argue with the run of fortune they've had.
Less mid-range shots, everything at the basket or a three. I mean, it's easy to see that reflected in their play style.
Houston leading by 3. And it's Ariza in the corner. From beyond the arc, it's rebounded by New Orleans, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
They would look like they had to figure it out to take a couple bad shots and be right back to where they started.
Cousins with a screen for Crawford. Rocket 6 over Harden, and it's off the back rim, no good. For Houston, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark. Paul dishes to Harden. Another miss by Houston. Pelicans trail by 3. Crawford kicks to Rondo. Outside, Davis. Crawford, no one around him. Here's Cousins. Lays it up and banks it in. Cousins has got 6.
Great hustle from Cousins there. He never stops working on that offensive glass.
Rondo against Paul. A putback, and it's put back up and in by Capella.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Outside Rondo. Three-pointer, Pondexter. No good, shot missing. The Rockets go the other way with it. Fresh from a win against Portland.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Well, extremely accurate throughout the evening, I thought. The play calling really fit the lineups they were rolling out.
And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist by Pondexter.
And Rondo is a rugged defender, outstanding at reading the opposition there and then coming up with the steal.
Harden outside. It's tipped. It's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession.
And you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Well, some of that, too, is just setting the tone by being aggressive. You need guys like this on your team.
Each one more. He's checked in for Jordan Crawford. Now Now here's Ariza. Really played well against Portland in his last outing. Moore passes to Davis and finished off by Davis.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
The Pelicans have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. Harden against Moore. Anderson outside. Feeds it to Paul. No good that time. Rondo with some nice D. Pondexter dishes to Rondo. Davis with a screen on Paul. Got a piece of it. From deep, Harden. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound.
He's still looking to get into a groove this quarter.
Outside Rondo. Davis setting the pick for Rondo. Pondexter from outside. Misses that one. He's made one and missed two this game so far. That's a two from Paul. Capella controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Rockets lead by one.
Oh, man, Capella absolutely destroys the opposition on the offensive glass, using that gigantic body of his to snag down second chance opportunity.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
New Orleans has gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Inside. Ariza with it. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. The three from Harden. Cranes the three-pointer. And it's a 4-point Rocket lead.
But you got to D up Harden from the perimeter early. I mean, if you don't, he will make you pay dearly.
They set the pick. And Cousins kicks to Davis and finished off by Davis.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Oh, yeah, incredible teamwork there. A play you perfect only by practicing it until you're blue in the face.
Greg, when you watch DeMarcus Cousins play, you can see the beating he takes in the post, can't you?
Yeah, and that's just how it goes with star centers, with the size and activity of Cousins. Just like Shaq in the sense, big bruising centers are hard to officiate. Other players can lay into them and not even make a dent, but anyone else, it would be a foul.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Bahamute comes in for Anderson. PJ Tucker, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Gordon subbed in for James Harden.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Miller kicks to Cousins. Outside Hill. They get the rebound. He gets it in there.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Paul passes to Tucker. The putback. It's good on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Moore dishes to Cousins. Miller outside. Pass to Moore. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. And there's the feed to Miller. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hill kicks to Cousins. Got a piece of it. And they'll keep possession. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Pass to Gordon. Back to Bahamute. From outside, off the mark. Pelicans trail by 4. Here's Clark. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. we go. Paul heading to the hoop, and Paul slams it in.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another Unleash Chaos moment. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mbamute. That is his first foul of the game. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Kick out to Moore. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
Well, it's a confidence shaker when you can't hit a wide open 3 like that.
Passes it to Tucker. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
And Moore kicks to Hill. Here's Clark, defended by Paul. Chris, you have to like Ian Clark as a source of instant offense. He's found his spot in this league as a deadly scoring option coming off the bench. A very efficient scorer.
Very efficient from the floor and from deep. He's a little undersized at his position, but you cannot leave him alone on the perimeter, even for a second.
That one is no good. And here are the Rockets now. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Paul kicks it to Tucker. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Pelicans trail by 8. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Moore with the bucket. The Rockets shooting the ball to the tune of 41% from the field so far. Now here's Paul. A 20-point game for him in the win against the Trailblazers in Portland.
And also 3 steals, so he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side.
And that does it for the first quarter. Rockets on top. They're up by 5. And earlier, Chris Paul told us about the depth of their roster. So important for any team.
Our bench is amazing. It's so.
When your starters feel that good about their second unit guys, that's a heck of an asset that a team can have. And if you've seen Chris Paul cheering from the bench, you know that it's very, very true.
And Kevin, that's the kind of team that's always been so much fun to play on. Everybody's really pulling for one another, no matter who's playing. Even in practice, with that kind of a team, you tend to have more fun.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Well, that's what happens when you're aggressive on that end of the floor. They took a few chances and took control of the game.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So the Pelican 5 right now. Hill is out there with Darius Miller. Then there's Etuan Moore. Then it's Alexis Ajinça. And it's Clark in at the point guard. Pelicans trail by 3. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Ajinça kicks to Moore. Clock at 6. Miller outside. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Rockets leading by 3. Al Paul. 9 points in the game so far. The dish to Tucker. Over Miller. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Tucker's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And love how Paul seeks out his teammates. Superb at slicing the D to pieces with his passing.
Here is Mbamute. Well, we see so many of these players, Chris, in the NBA reach notoriety very early in their careers, sometimes even while they're still in high school. What was it like growing up as a star athlete and all the hype that surrounds it? You were the #1 high school player in the country coming out.
Well, you have to stay focused. You know, I didn't grow up in this era of social media and everything. I can only imagine that pressure now, but really you have to stay focused. You have to realize that you're just in the middle of your goal. You're not a celebrity or a star yet, no matter how good you are on that level. Everybody in the NBA has been the best player on their team at some point in time, so things are going to even it out. You have to stay focused, stay goal-oriented in school and in sports, and hopefully the best things will happen. And if you're lucky, like I was, you have some real good people around you, whether family or friends.
Yeah, good mentors, right? That's got to be important.
Yeah, you definitely got to have good mentors, whether it's coaches that can encourage you to spend all your time on the court, or whether it's friends and family that encourage you to stay focused and not kind of get caught up with others that may not have a focus or a love or a passion right now. So you just really need good people. It takes a village, and for guys that are feeling so much fame and getting so many accolades at such a young age, it's hard to handle as an adult. Just imagine trying to handle that as a kid. So you definitely need a lot of good people around you in your corner to help you succeed in life.
And so here is New Orleans following the score by Houston. Hill, a screen on Paul. Clark kicks to Hill. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
There isn't any player in the league who's going to pass up that shot. There was nobody near him.
Now here's Paul. He's guarded close. Kept alive. Nene. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game. Phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Now here is Miller. He averages about 5 points a game. Hill kicks to Miller. The pass to Crawford. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. For 3, Hill. It's rebounded by Houston. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. Paul outside. He kicks it to Mbah-a-Moute. And a miss there on the triple.
As he continues to rack up the misses from three-point range, he still appears undeterred. He's going to keep firing from out there.
Hill kicks to Ajinça. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Crawford outside. Miller outside. He feeds it to Ajinça. There's Crawford with the 3. Shot clock reset for New Orleans. The shot comes out. Rockets leading by 4. Launches it. And it's Gordon missing for New Orleans. They've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told.
Hate to say it, he's dragging them down. Not a single bucket.
And Nene slams it in.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Now, that's just the aggressiveness of transition, making sure they come away with points.
Now here is Miller. He dishes it to Clark. Crawford kicks to Ajinça. Miller, the pass to Ajinça. Knocked away. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Houston.
And they were focused on spreading the floor and getting good looks from three-point range. That was the key to their offense. They put in a lot of work on the perimeter.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Anderson comes in for Mbah-a-Moute. And it's James Harden in for Chris Paul. Here we get a moment to view the league's highest scoring teams. The Rockets, #1.
I mean, it's an exciting brand of basketball that they're playing. They've got such deadly weapons. Teams have had a heck of a time trying to slow them down.
New Orleans making a switch here. Cousins is checked in. Loads it up for Davis. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Capella dishes to Harden. Using his post move to get the 2 points. Harden's got the lead up to 8 now for the Rockets.
And Harden is certainly used to finishing through the physical defense, demonstrating just how special a player like he truly is.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. It's Crawford on the wing. Shot to stop the drought. No good off the front iron.
He has been just terrible this game, a real negative for his team.
And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper, you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. Two Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Pelicans do have their challenges, but Anthony Davis remains committed to winning in New Orleans. He said, "I love it here. I don't plan on leaving. I guess I fit into that old school category where I want to try to win where I start my career. That's always been a goal of mine. My goal is to bring a championship here." Kevin?
And David, loyalty does go a long way. Davis is a perfect guy to build your team around. He wants to win.
Gentlemen. What makes Harden so special is his explosiveness. This guy can just turn it on whenever he wants to on offense.
And Chris, when you played, what did you always appreciate from your front court mates?
Wow, the defense, someone that could help defensively, someone that could help on the boards, and I was really lucky to play with some great passers. And Juwan Howard, when I was with him in Washington, probably the best passing big man I played with, and then Vlade Divac. I mean, being able to play with those guys, I really appreciated their passing because they make it easy for you.
Rockets have gone 5 of 9 at the line. And that one misses.
And during Ariza's career, he has established himself as an effective role player and fantastic outside shooter and a tenacious defender.
Here's Cousins. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Capella kicks to Harden. And Ariza with the stop.
Oh, Harden is so good at finding the open man and a selfish superstar who really whips the ball over quickly.
That first time out of the game called for New Orleans. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston this season.
Yeah, 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
Well, yeah, expect this first game to be a filling out of sorts. Lots of in-game adjustments. I mean, should be an interesting matchup as the year progresses.
Rondo against Harden. Rondo kicks to Pondexter. Screen by Cousins. Takes the 3. And the Pelicans get it back. Crawford with the ball. And it's Gordon picking him up. Here's Rondo. New Orleans moving it around. Here's Davis. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
Now here's Anderson. He had 13 points in the win against the Trailblazers in Portland.
Well, Kevin, on top of that, with the defense trying to take shot opportunities away from him, he finds a way to get himself to the line.
Crawford's shot is good.
Good movement there, and the lead pass was right where it needed to be.
Houston leading by 8. And it's Gordon penetrating. That one, no good. Nice D from Cousins. Crawford kicks to Pondexter. Outside Rondo. Davis with a screen on Harden. To the middle. Stolen by Harden. Oh, and here comes Anderson all alone. And Anderson slams it in.
Well, Kevin, how about the quick hands of Harden? Easily coming up with the steal thanks to his activity.
Rondo passes to Cousins. Back to Rondo. Dishes it to Crawford. Davis against Ariza. Good work there as it goes. 8 points for Davis.
As dangerous as he is inside, Davis gives opponents nightmares when he's able to get to the mid-range. He's very reliable when he steps back and takes the jump shot.
Now, here is Harden. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Portland.
Yeah, and his offense fueled him on D2. He was more than a handful on that end, piling up the steals.
Clock is at 3. Anderson's shot is off. Pelicans trail by 8. And here's Rondo. 9 points last game. Here's Cousins. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Rondo's got his 3rd assist on the night. Harden against Rondo. Back to Gordon. It's Ariza on the wing. Over Pondexter. That's short off the rim. Well, for New Orleans, shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Crawford kicks to Rondo. Cousins dishes to Rondo. Crawford right side. Davis setting the pick for Crawford. Jumper off the screen. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got his 4th rebound in this one.
He doesn't look like himself right now. Nothing is going his way.
Shot from 16. Harden can't hit.
As off the mark as he has been, they're a little lucky to be in front.
That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Crawford.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Now, that time, I love how Anderson took it to the rim. He wasn't settling for a jumper, but going with the high percentage finish.
Now here's Rondo. Puts one up from 19, and Cousins gets it to go. Cousins has got 10.
They lean on him for a big portion of their scoring with a good reason.
Harden against Rondo. Harden gets to Ariza. Misses the 3. New Orleans with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. In the corner, it's Crawford. Teardrop shot, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one is on Ariza. The Pelicans have missed both free throws they've attempted tonight.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
He misses the free throw. Houston making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Anderson. And Paul subbed in for Eric Gordon. Morris checked in for New Orleans. Now, here is Harden. 7 points in the game. Paul, no one around him. No good with the triple. Pelicans trail by 3. Moore outside. Outside, Davis. Cousins with it over Nene. And again, no good by New Orleans. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Rockets lead by 3. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Alongside Coach Alvin Gentry. Alvin, what sorts of...
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K
It's
Sports
an interesting
Halftime
battle
Show.
going on tonight. Ernie Johnson here with you folks, alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. You are watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. They got their lead up to as many as 8 points in the opening period. They didn't stop fighting in the second quarter as they maintained most of their first quarter lead and now lead by 3 at the break. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight, not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Pelicans.
I like the way they rebounded. They devoted a lot of energy down low, fighting for each other on the boards, and it helped keep this game tight. If they can continue to do that, it could easily be the factor that swings the game in their favor.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center, everyone. That's a look at our broadcast location tonight here in downtown Houston, Texas. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. You look at DeMarcus Cousins in this game. Paul and Harden, the star-studded backcourt. Ariza and Anderson holding down the forward spots. And it's Capella in at the 5. They're the group for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. You want to talk about a coach who's known for bringing offense to a team, then Mike D'Antoni is your guy. Widely regarded, Chris, as one of the best offensive coaches in the league and is the godfather, many say, of the 7 seconds or less style of play.
Yeah, you look up at how this team runs their sets and pushes the tempo. It reminds me a bit of how the old D'Antoni Suns played. Certainly whatever team D'Antoni coaches, they're going to have some entertaining and up-tempo play.
Harden the pass to Ariza. And Ariza with the stop.
Ariza scoring from everywhere. His jumpers and driving inside from beyond the arc at the free throw line. He does it all.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Shoots over Capella. And Capella sends it back. Ariza outside, expanding his range. And another 3 for Houston.
And the three-point shooting skills of Ariza are just lethal. A volume shooter from there can flat out light it up.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Up again, Davis on the follow.
Well, after failing to hit on their first 3 attempts of the half, they finally got one to go there.
Paul outside. A three-pointer off the mark.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Man, you hate this. Getting off to a rocky start in the beginning to this half. Only shooting 20% from the field.
Inside, Anderson. And Anderson slams it in.
Well, what you know about Paul, he sees everything as it develops. That time he hits the wide open man.
Paul against Crawford. Kicks it to Rondo. Back to Crawford. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Wow, he's really been dragging him down tonight.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Crawford kicks to Rondo. Here's Pondexter. Ariza covering. It's Davis with the drive. That shot missing.
You know, fought hard from start to finish on that play. Defended the shot and then finished it off with the rebound.
You can see that he definitely takes rebounding seriously, and his size really helps him come down with plenty of those tough boards.
Here's Pondexter, and sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
Ian Clark's checked in for New Orleans. And Chris, many thought that after the Rockets let Dwight Howard go, they would have a slight rebuilding phase. Turns out they were just reloading. Were a surprise contender last season.
They did sneak up on some teams with how well they played early on. Front office did a great job retooling the team, great coaching job. But now with Paul in the mix, they're one of the scariest teams, at least on paper, in the league.
Cousins, no one around him, and the Pelicans miss again.
You can't fault him for taking the 3 when he's that wide open. You can't pass that shot up.
Ariza dishes to Harden. From the arc. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Cousins has got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Stolen by Harden. Ariza kicks to Paul. Another shot. Harden outside. Pulls from the top of the key. And good. At the English that time as it falls. Harden's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
And how about the career progression of Trevor Ariza? You know, he came into this league somewhat as an energy player who, you know, obviously could attack the rim. Now he's one of those guys who's primarily a 3-and-D component.
Mbah Mute's checked in for Houston. Troy Williams comes in for Trevor Ariza. For Ariza, his first few years in the NBA, over half his shots came within a few feet of the rim. Greg, now over 2/3 of his shots are from beyond the arc.
And that's just how it goes for some players in the NBA. Ariza he has some bursts to finish at the rim, but has turned himself into a deep threat, and he's always been a presence with his defense as well.
The D with some heavy feet out there. I mean, too slow to rotate, nobody communicating. They can't make threes that easy for them.
Got a piece of it. Here's Clark, guarded by Harden. Rondo is screen on Williams, 6 on the shot clock. Clark for 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Capella's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Kicks it out to Harden. No good on the triple. Pelicans trail by 13, and it's Clark in the corner. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Clark's got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, Rondo just knows how to wheel and deal, has that exceptional feel for when one of his guys is open.
And Baamute can't get it to go. New Orleans gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Here's Clark, guarded by Harden. Clark kicks to Ajinça. Rondo against Paul. 6 on the shot clock. Miller, the pass to Rondo. Clark for 3. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got his 6th rebound on the night. All against Rondo. Capella dishes to Mbah-a-Moute. Kicks it out to Harden. Kept alive. Pelicans trail by 10. Feeds to Capella. And the rejection by Ajinça. To the paint. And the lead is down inside single digits.
Look at this. I like this. Team basketball. Keeping the ball moving till they find the right shot.
Harden outside. Over in the corner, Williams. Back to Harden. Pass to Paul. Fires the 3. Great D that time from Rondo.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
I mean, the truth is, if you play long enough, sometimes you're going to have a bad quarter, even a bad game. I doubt that this shakes his confidence.
And there's the feed to Harden. Over in the corner, Mbah-a-Moute. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 8th assist in the game.
And that's how you answer back.
Trading bombs the last 2 possessions. They're going at me.
Miller kicks to Rondo. Here's Clark. He's got 8, just 5 to shoot. From the arc. The rebound by Harden. Rockets leading by 8. 3 on 3. And now the fast break. Rondo with the ball. An easy 2 points on the layup. Rondo's got 6.
And Rondo, as good as it gets in transition, whether he's shooting or passing, he tends to make the right decision.
Houston making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Williams. And Gordon subbed in for James Harden. And the Pelicans making a change here as well. Morris checked in for Rajon Rondo. Paul passes to Mbah-a-Moute. On the wing, Gordon. And Mbah-a-Moute kicks to Paul. Right wing, fires the 3. The shot misses. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And Moore kicks to Hill. Back to Moore. Here's Clark, defended by Paul. From outside the arc, it's good. And the Rocket lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Clark.
That's too much space to give him out there on the perimeter. They got to close out on him.
Paul dishes to Mbah-a-Moute. Houston moving it around. Another miss by Houston. Well, for New Orleans, shooting 39% from the floor since the half. Not really what they had in mind. But he gets it back. Clark, the pass to Ajinça. Now the dish to Clark. Pass to Ajinça. Pick up by Hill. And it's the Rockets on the break. Paul with the ball. Yep, it counts. He's got 14.
And it's no secret that Paul is an energetic defender, constantly swiping at the ball and ripping away steal.
And that one is good from Ajinça.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Now here is Miller, guarded by Tucker. Offensive rebound. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for New Orleans. Jordan Crawford comes in for Ian Clark. So often there are some players who have one unstoppable move or something that they'll lean on if their team needs a basket. What did you feel your go-to move was when you were playing?
You know, I've said this many times. I just felt like my go-to move was just get a bucket. And so it depended on where I was on the floor. You know, I love the jump hook from the left block looking in. My 15-foot jumper, 17-foot jumper. I felt that if I came off a pick and roll and I caught the ball live, I could drive or I could shoot the jumper. That if you were a big fella, you were at my mercy. And so, you know, those were really my spots on the floor to really try to do damage. So, you know, it's just about the point guard, the team that you're playing with, where shooters are on the floor, in case you get double teamed, and just kind of knowing your game. And so I felt comfortable on many spots on the floor, and depending on what spot on the floor, time and possession, that's where I was going to go and just try to be successful.
I always felt you read well. You reacted well after your read.
Yeah, because, you know, I grew up on teams where coaches, you know, would want me to do the correct play, and just because you can shoot a jump hook, your favorite shot over two people, but if you have a wide open, great knockdown shooter in the corner, you're supposed to make that pass. And so that's what I mean about, you know, what's your favorite move. It really depends on where I was, because a lot of times it was to get my shot first, and then if I knew the defense was coming, it was to identify where that next guy was going to be. So if I didn't score, I was going to get the ball to the guy that was. And it was an easy way to kind of control the pace and play from the game from that post position.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Houston. James Harden comes in for Eric Gordon. Nene has the open look. The Rockets with another miss.
The D pretty much taking that possession off, but the shot's off target with nobody near.
Miller kicks to Crawford. Good, and Miller gets the assist. Now it's a 4-point Pelican lead. Paul dishes to Nene. Beyond the arc. Here's the three. And James Harden, good for three. Harden's got 12 points in the game.
So that matches his three-point total from the first half. He had one in the first, now he's got one in the second.
Cousins. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for Darius Miller. For New Orleans, they have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game.
When you get the ball to Cousins, he's a workhorse. Really exerts so much energy in his offensive attack.
Pelicans shooting in this game, 45%. Crawford kicks to Cousins. Back to Crawford. Hits it from three-point range. Crawford's got the lead up to 4 now for New Orleans.
The D did a good job shutting him down in the first, but he got loose and easily dropped that one.
Ariza no luck. Well, for New Orleans, shooting around 48% so far in the third. Ball against Crawford. Passes it to Davis. Second shot opportunity. And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
And Harden scores the ball in so many ways with his jumper, off the drive, dunks, floaters. I mean, from way downtown. Pick your poison.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. 6 seconds left to play in the third. Paul for three. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. New Orleans on top. They're up by 5. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with head coach Alvin Gentry.
Hey, let's keep it up, guys. Let's keep running, though.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. New Orleans leading by 5 on the court for the Pelicans. Getting the fourth quarter going. The bigs inside, Davis and Cousins. Ejuan Moore is out there with Jordan Crawford, and it's Pondexter in at the small forward. Here's Crawford. Harden knocks it away.
And Harden sent a message to the D with the block, really showing his extraordinary.
Now here's Crawford. Down low. The shot misses. Some solid defense there by Nene. Ariza kicks to Harden. Trying his luck deep. Ariza no luck. To the inside. Here's Moore. They get it back. No good that time. Rockets trail by 5. Paul with the ball. And Crawford picks him up defensively. Paul kicks to Harden. And stolen by Cousins. Down low. And there's Davis. That's good on the assist by Pondexter. And that's 15 points for Davis.
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, this is low output for both teams. This is ugly. The defense is having their way so far.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. We've got a chance now to catch up on Eric Gordon's status. David.
Well, guys, I was able to talk with Houston's head athletic trainer about his status. And the news is pretty good. It does not look like a severe injury. We're well into this season, and that is the last thing this team needed. And that's going to make things much harder for them down the road. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Hopefully, we'll see him very soon. Paul passes to Tucker. There's the triple. It's good, and the New Orleans lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Chris Paul.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Cousins against Nene. Moore left side. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Nene.
Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those 2 anchors on the front line.
The Rockets making a switch here. Anderson's checked in, and the Pelicans also making a change. Rondo's checked in, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rondo.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Rockets trail by 5. Greg, what would you say is the key for the Pelicans to get back in the playoff mix?
There's several. I think rebounding was a big problem. The trade for Cousins should help in that area, and every team needs more shooting. But I think in particular, this group does. And then first and foremost, look, you got to stay healthy. Hard to figure out what you have when you never get a chance to see it. And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Pondexter, no good.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Now Rondo. Moore in the corner from outside the arc. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got 7 rebounds in the game. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
I mean, and Capella really using his massive shoulders to draw contact, not afraid to go right up into the grill of the defender.
And you think back to some of the highest paced and up-tempo teams in the league. This Houston group is right up there with all of them. They look to push it on you the second they get a chance.
Rondo against Paul. Rondo kicks to Pondexter. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got his 7th assist in the game. And with the pace the Rockets play with, Chris, it isn't just running as soon as they can. Part of the decision to have Harden as the point guard last season was to speed up their playmaking from the beginning.
Well, the Rockets have streamlined everything and cut down the total time to run their sets. That's why they get so many possessions in the game. They know the more chances they get with their offense, the better the results are for them.
Paul with the steal. No good. Good D by Rondo.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Exceptional instincts on the offensive boards and didn't try to slam it home. Tipping it in was all he needed.
Paul dishes to Anderson. Back to Paul. Kicks it out to Ariza. And good! He nails it. Ariza's got 9 points here in the second half.
Ryzen just totally broke down the defense, exploiting any space they gave him off that pass.
And Moore kicks to Davis. Rondo with it. He's picked up by Paul. It's stolen by Capella. It's Harden with the drive. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And as soon as Harden puts the ball down on the floor, you know he's trying to take it all the way, and he's not afraid to get hit either.
And the New Orleans Pelicans last season with one of the worst offensive rebounding percentages in history.
Yeah, I mean, it improved somewhat with DeMarcus Cousins coming in. But I think really it's the team's philosophy, though. They value getting back in transition more than they value a chance to attack that offensive glass.
Rondo passes to Davis. That one off the back iron and out. Rockets have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. And the dunk by Capella.
Well, Capella is just fantastic at dunking it home, leaving no mistake on these kinds of chances near the hoop.
The Pelicans trail. And here's Rondo at the top of the key, Cousins. And here's Moore outside. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Cousins has got his 3rd assist on the night. The pass to Ariza. Puts up a 3 and another 3 for Houston.
And that's how you answer back.
Trading bombs the last 2 possessions. They're going that way.
Cousins and then Cousins with the dunk.
And Cousins is a big body who knows just how to back down the deep. When he has the room to throw it down, he does not hesitate for 1 second.
Harden dishes to Capella, and Davis sends it back. Dexter with it. He's picked up by Ariza. And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That's foul number 2 for him. Houston making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. And so it's New Orleans with it. They lead by 1.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They play team ball. So if you pay him too much attention, that just leaves other guys open and it's too difficult of an adjustment to make.
Davis setting the pick for Rondo. And Cousins kicks to Davis. Over Anderson. Anthony Davis again. Davis has got 8 points in the quarter.
He's been in control here tonight, helping them get in front with his work from the field.
Eric Gordon on the wing. And another 3 for Houston.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Davis sets a screen. Rondo passes to Cousins. Davis. It's good on the putback. And the Pelicans lead by 2.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways. And that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket. Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
The first one falls. And he makes the first, but this is the second. New Orleans has gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the 3rd quarter. And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That's his 3rd foul of the game. James Harden, he's checked in for Houston. taken away by Paul. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Count the basket and the foul. That one on Davis.
Oh, Harden is so good at finishing these and ones. I mean, he is just a thorn in the D side.
Free throw good, James Harden. The Pelicans shooting 53% from the field in the fourth quarter. Can't ask for more than that from your offense. Here's Cousins. It's rebounded by Houston. Capella's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Oh, you got to respect Anderson's rugged approach. He's used to scoring through contact.
That free throw good from Anderson. Pelicans trail by 5. Outside Rondo. Here's Cousins. Cousins with another miss. And here are the Rockets now. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Here's Paul. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
Boy, I mean, the career Paul has had just in terms of being a great point guard, there really are no words left to describe.
And that one falls for Paul. New Orleans making a switch here. Crawford's checked in. And so Paul nails both of them.
And once he gets into a groove like that, you can just count.
And for the Pelicans, they're shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Rondo dishes to Cousins. Tipped away. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Paul's running, and it's Harden slamming it down.
I mean, come on, man. Harden is ridiculously clever, including how he decides to posterize you. A superb athlete.
That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Rondo kicks to Pondexter. Offensive rebound. Cousins on the follow.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
Harden against Rondo. Paul outside. Three-pointer. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And Paul has a beautiful stroke from deep. A gifted shooter who drains perimeter shots with consistency.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. It's interesting to see the impact of technology on the game, too. I heard LeBron James. A lot of players now review footage on a tablet when they check out their play.
Well, yeah, you know, back in the older days, a lot of us went to the locker room and you would go in the room and watch it on video. So it's the same type premise. It's just that, you know, technology is better today. I mean, every guy wants to do it. You want to know what you're doing well, what you're doing wrong. You're all a coach on the floor. You're the quarterback, and LeBron especially is the quarterback of his offense. So it doesn't surprise me before that he studied tape.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry said to his team. He is not happy with the perimeter defense. He said, guys, our three-point line is too lax, and they're getting wide-open shots. Got to get over screens and get on top of them and get them off the line. We'll see if they get the message, guys.
Deep 2 from Crawford. And Paul pulls it down. Paul's got his 3rd rebound tonight. He kicks it to Harden. With the stop.
Oh, and when Harden is going strong to the rim, he's looking for the throwdown, ripping the rim down hard on that one.
Pelicans trail by 12. Rondo passes to Davis. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Cousins inside. Capella covering. Shot clock at 6. Here's Pondexter, connects on the foul line jumper. Paul with the ball. To the left wing. A Ariza outside for three. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Ariza. Ariza's got assist number 8 now on the night. New Orleans has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Davis kicks to Crawford. He feeds it to Cousins. Shoots over Capella. Cousins, no good.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly, then with the quick reaction time.
Here's Anderson. Pelicans with the rebound. 1:22 left in the fourth quarter. Rondo dishes to Davis, and they double up Davis. Crawford against Harden, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Pelicans will retain possession. 1:11 left in the fourth quarter. Rondo passes to Cousins.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Rockets.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easily.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for James Harden.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got. And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, with a double-digit lead at this point, they can pretty much mark this one up in the win column.
Crawford's shot is good.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Home. Rajon Rondo with the rebound. And so here is New Orleans. Over to the left wing. Dishes to Cousins. Bangs home the trifecta.
The three-point shot is something Cousins has worked on effortlessly into his game. His stroke is very nice from outside.
And they go to the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're trailing by 8. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's Miller with the three. Doesn't go that time. Quarterman kicks to Nene. And the rejection by Ajinça. And the miss. So we see the Rockets get the win here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin, with Chris Paul. And you guys have been playing very well lately. What's the main reason?
Sounds repetitive, but it's our defense. Every night we go out knowing that our offense is not going to be there every night. But if our defense is a constant, then it always gives us a chance.
Well, it is repetitive, but that doesn't mean it's not true, Chris. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long, everyone.